the lockout is the biggest story right now in the sport. I mean, there's so many tiny little details about this. It's like the most complex thing from a fan's perspective, trying to understand everything that's going on. But I saw something that was interesting. Joe, you did an interview where you said that you only kind of like to look at the big picture stuff when it comes to the lockout, and that all of like the inner minute detail stuff you're not as locked in on. What are some of the main pieces that you're following from your perspective as a player?
I don't know. I mean, I think the perspective that a lot of people have on this thing is, is different than what it actually is. And like I said, I don't get too deep into the detailed stuff, but it seems like we want the opportunity to make more money. We're not necessarily asking for, more money to just be handed out, but there's certain things that are in place that limit people, to making certain amounts of money at certain points in their career. And, I think we're just asking for a little more opportunity to make some money. That's kind of the big message that I'm pushing in this and following.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like everybody's, of course, remaining hopeful that the season's going to start on time. But, what are we, middle of February right now? We're inching closer. Like, what is your gut feeling on all this as we get into the middle of February?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, I think as we start to get closer to, opening day and, the risk of losing games starts to be a bigger factor, that you would think that both sides would be a little more willing to work together. But I don't know, man. I mean, I think it's been tight like this for a while. And, I think both sides are at a point where, you don't want to give an inch because you'll never get it back. So, yeah, it's
on
tough.
a lighter note in this situation, Joe, I think you're one of the first guys, if not like the first fucking one, to use that blank avatar as your your Twitter
I think
picture.
It was me, Trevor Williams, and JMO, and maybe Stephen Brault. We all still had
the old Pirates connection.
Yeah, dude, the old Pirate gang.
I was cracking off when I saw that. Sorry.
Yeah, it is.
No, absolutely. I mean, and Brian, from your perspective too, somebody who played in the big leagues last year, like, what are some of the things that what are you personally looking at as these negotiations go on?
Yeah, I'm in an interesting situation now because obviously I'm signed to play in Japan this year. So at this moment, it's not directly affecting me. Obviously, I hope to play in the major leagues again. I think Joe said it really well. It's the opportunity to make more money, not just be given money. I mean, the owners make ridiculous amounts of money doing this, and their lifespan is usually much longer than players. A lot of that stuff is in families for generations. So I just think if I were to sum it up in as quickly as I could, I feel like the players are fighting for kind of the middle class of baseball. Younger guys want to make their money, but that middle class, the pay has gone down. They're not getting signed as much. Vets aren't getting signed as much. So that needs to change for sure, for the good of the game. And then for the competition aspect, you can't tell me there's these guys shouldn't have jobs. It's just, It's not right. But luckily there's way more smarter people working out these finer details than I am. So I'll be following closely, and I hope they don't miss any games because nobody wants to see that. It's tough, and it's tough that it plays out in public and in social media now. But I think that is unavoidable at this point. We see the impact that has on everything. But